Today, you're connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, I'm Derek Russell, and this is Newsbreak for Monday, October 24th. Thanks for joining us. At the top of today's show, let's take a look at the weather brought to you by Weather Underground. After cooler temperatures this weekend, we return to the 80s this week with little chance for rain. Today calls for partly cloudy skies with a high of 80, low of 49, and a 0% chance of rain. Your 3-day outlook: Tuesday's clear skies, a high of 81, low of 51, 10% chance of rain. Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, high of 82, low of 57 with a 0% chance of rain. And Thursday, clear skies, high of 80, low of 55, 20% chance of rain. For more weather, visit djournal.com/weather. Our top stories for today: the state insurance commissioner is getting involved in the dispute between North Mississippi Health Services and United Healthcare. Mike Cheney has asked both companies to provide detailed reports on how they are working to resolve charges that the insurer failed to pay the hospital system accurately and fairly. If you've been following this story closely, you may remember North Mississippi Health Services noticed the reimbursements from United Healthcare were coming across as paid, but the hospital was not actually receiving any money. When the companies could not reach a resolution, the hospital system publicly announced plans to end its provider agreement with the insurer in 2017. Cheney said he has concerns about a possible termination. If he and his staff feel there has not been significant progress, they could order payment adjustments or impose fines. Hundreds of survivors and supporters ran through downtown Tupelo in a wave of pink on Saturday. The 19th annual Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure 5K raised more than $46,000 for breast cancer treatment and research. 75% of the funds raised through registration and sponsors funnel back into local breast cancer charities and services. The other 25% goes toward research grants dedicated to finding a cure. A multitude of sponsors and breast cancer treatment facilities set up tents in Fair Park to spread information about early detection and treatment options. Race chair Melanie Kite got involved with the 5K after family members were diagnosed with breast cancer. She said the statistics show that fewer people are dying of breast cancer. She said that seeing more and more survivors participate in the race makes all of the work worthwhile. The Tupelo City Council will hear a series of presentations this week designed to increase engagement between the city and its citizens. Groups will make presentations on oversight of law enforcement, community policing, workforce diversity, and cooperation with the faith community. The groups were established by Tupelo Mayor Jason Shelton in response to protests and criticisms of city government. Shelton created 6 groups and gave each a different issue to tackle. 2 of those groups completed their work in September. The more significant groups will present a formal package of recommendations to the City Council. The work session will begin at 4 p.m. on Tuesday in the Council's chambers at City Hall. The most significant recommendation likely will be the creation of a police advisory board. It remains unclear how many of the recommendations put forward on Tuesday will require the approval of the City Council. Read Sunday's Daily Journal or visit djournal.com to see some of the recommendations that are likely to be made. In sports, it was another bad week for the Ole Miss and Mississippi State football teams. For the second straight week, both schools lost road games. Ole Miss lost to LSU and former coach Ed Orgeron 38-21. It was the third straight win for LSU under Orgeron, who is serving as interim coach. LSU running back Leonard Fournette ran for a school record 284 yards and 3 touchdowns on only 16 carries. Fournette had scoring runs of 59, 76, and 78 yards. Ole Miss hosts Auburn next weekend. Mississippi State fell to Kentucky 40-38 on a last-second 51-yard field goal by Austin McGinnis. The Bulldogs scored a touchdown to take a lead with 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining, but it proved to be just enough time for the Wildcats to drive down and set up a last-effort field goal. With the win, Kentucky snapped an 8-game losing streak against the Bulldogs. Mississippi State is back at home on Saturday against Stanford. In high school action on Friday night, Pontotoc defeated Itawamba 40-19 to improve to 9-1 on the season. As far as other games, Tupelo beat DeSoto Central 33-13. Shannon knocked off Corinth 26-21. Smithville defeated Vardaman 54-30, and Baldwin beat Walnut 52-8. That does it for Newsbreak on this Monday. Don't forget, this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. We also have the Memo podcast hosted by myself and Brad Locke, which delves deeper into the local news of Northeast Mississippi with analysis and commentary each Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can find that online at memo.djournal.com or wherever podcasts can be downloaded. This afternoon, you can watch the Capitol View webcast live at 2 at djournal.com. That's where Daily Journal Capitol Bureau Chief Bobby Harrison will talk with Brad Locke about what's taking place in state politics. Each story discussed today on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at djournal.com, or you can also find a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning at 7 a.m. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Russell.